I want to welcome everybody. Beautiful day in the town of Mount Pleasant. Beautiful time to be out here at our town hall. We're here for a very meaningful, significant, and important issue today, and that is that this is going to be Child Abuse Prevention Month in the town of Mount Pleasant. I'm pleased to be working with the D. Norton Center and with Wynwood Farms. We are a pinwheel city. We have our things on, so when you drive by Town Hall, you will see these to remind us of what this month means. Through working with and talking with the D. Norton Center, we know that and through our police, we know that there will be about 1,700 cases of child abuse, neglect, or traumatic experience that a child may have experiencing domestic violence just in the 2 zip codes of the town of Mount Pleasant. We are very proud of our town. We're very proud of our low crime rate. We're very proud of our high quality of life. But this issue knows no boundaries. It knows no socioeconomic boundaries. It knows no municipal boundaries, and it's very serious. So first, let me read this proclamation, and then when I'm finished, I'm going to turn it over to our new police chief, Mark Arnold. Whereas South Carolina's future prosperity and quality of life depend on healthy development of the more than 1.1 million children residing in the diverse communities across our state. And whereas preventing child abuse and neglect must be a priority that requires individuals, families, child-serving organizations, schools, faith-based groups, businesses, government agencies, and civic leaders to support the physical, emotional, social, and educational well-being of all children. And whereas child abuse is a serious public health issue with wide-ranging societal consequences, as data show the link between the abuse and neglect of children, and a wide range of costly medical, emotional, psychological, and behavioral issues well into adulthood. And whereas parents and caregivers who have a support system of family and friends know where to find public resources and understand how to remain resilient in challenging times, are best equipped to provide safe, nurturing environments for their children. And whereas statewide and community prevention programs serve as proven and effective ways to reduce child abuse and neglect, no matter the geographic region, race or ethnicity, or economic status. And whereas in fiscal year 2019-20, there were 8,924 founded child protective services investigations in South Carolina. Now therefore I, Will Haney, Mayor of the town of Mount Pleasant, do hereby proclaim April 2021 as Child Abuse Prevention Month and encourage all South Carolinians to dedicate themselves to protecting the quality of life for every child. It's my pleasure now to introduce our new police chief, Mark Arnold.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today. Every member of the police department is committed to protecting victims in our community and keeping our community safe. That said, we know that children present a particular vulnerability to victimization. All of our officers have a special place in their heart for children and to protect them. They work every day to go above and beyond to protect these individuals. Sadly, we know that abuse occurs too often, and when it does, police officers often are the first to step in and stop the abuse, and are the segue to getting children the help that they desperately need. That's why I am so grateful for our positive working relationship with the D. Norton Child Advocacy Center. Together, we can make a safer community for all of our children. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Haney and Chief Arnold. Next up, we have Charlotte Livingston from Wynwood Farms.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Charlotte Livingston. I'm the development officer at Wynwood Farm. Wynwood Farm is a residential treatment facility for boys in all of the state that are suffering from severe child abuse or trauma. It is very important that all of you can be a champion for our children. If you see something, say something. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlotte. Next, we have Executive Director from D. Norton, Dr. Carol Sawicki.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Carol Sawicki. Like Alicia said, I'm the Executive Director at the D. Norton Child Advocacy Center and a licensed psychologist. I want to thank Mayor Haney this morning in the town of Mount Pleasant for recognizing that this is an issue, that child abuse is an issue across our state and here in the town of Mount Pleasant. This is an amazing place to live and work. It's a personal honor to me to live in a town that recognizes that this is an issue. I have a toddler daughter, so this is now something that, having spent 15 years in the field, has personal implications for me as I raise my daughter here in this town. And April is a time for us to recognize and reflect on the fact that 1 in 8 children in our community will experience sexual abuse, physical abuse, or severe domestic violence in their home. Like the mayor said, that's 1,700 children in the town of Mount Pleasant that will experience that this year. But April is also a time for us as a community to recognize that 7 out of 8 children in our community will not be abused this year. And we want to leverage this month as a time to ensure that those children are not the 1 in 8 children next year that are abused. We want to prevent abuse from happening to those children at all. So this April, I challenge you and in this town that has supported this as a pinwheel city to take the pinwheels as an opportunity to start a conversation. With a toddler daughter, like I said, I recognize that this is not just an issue for me as a parent. I've always been that aunt or community member that asks questions like, have you talked to your child about body safety? Have you asked them about boundaries? Have you showed them that you're a safe person for them to share information that's hard, that you can have hard conversations? And the pinwheel is something that's a symbol of a carefree childhood, but it's also something that can remind adults in our community that now is a time to have those conversations. It's a time to have them with your children. It's a time to have them with your neighbor. It's a time to have them with the music class that your daughter might go to once a week, so that they know that you are a safe adult, that you are in a community and you want your community to be a place that protects children, that's a place where the adults are someone that's safe for that child to go to. So ask your child about boundaries. Ask your friends if they've had those conversations. Make sure that your child has a few safe people that they can talk to if someone violates one of those boundaries, whether it's a physical boundary related to touching private parts or a physical boundary related to hitting them. Make sure that there are a few adults that they can talk to. And lastly, take care of yourself. The last year and a half has been unprecedented. I've used that word. I hesitate to use it again, but it's true. And I again thank the mayor and the chief for recognizing that when there are so many hard things in our world, to acknowledge child abuse is one of the things that puts children at a risk for so many negative outcomes, and is worth acknowledging again this year in proclaiming this as a city that cares and wants children to have safe childhoods. And part of what you can do in this time and every April is take care of yourself and model that for children, because when adults are healthy, they're people that kids can go to when they feel unsafe. So I encourage you to do that, and I thank the town again for being such a wonderful place to encourage healthy childhoods for children. Thank you.
I do want to present this to the D. Norton Center. Here is proclamation. We've done these before.
Yes.
And remind everyone that although we took somewhat of a hiatus last year on the Our Community, Our Children event, where it's a safe place for everybody in the community to come, meet people, find out about resources, share and learn from other families who may have experienced something as terrible as this, or just wants to learn how to be a resource and a support for those who do. We are looking at doing this in the fall, again in the town of Mount Pleasant, and y'all have been such a great partner, and we appreciate that very much.